Okay, so we're going to look at finding the area of a regular polygon next. So a regular polygon just means that it is a polygon and all the angles match, all the sides match. And so a regular quadrilateral, for instance, would be called a square. A regular triangle is an equilateral triangle. And then the rest of them are basically polygons that you picture when you talk about them. So if I say an octagon, you probably picture a regular octagon like a stop sign. So to figure out the area of a regular polygon, we've got a couple options. We've got the long approach, which is to figure out the area of one of the triangles within it and then multiply it by the number of triangles there are, because in a regular polygon, we could break it into a bunch of matching triangles. Here's one triangle in this octagon, and then there's going to be one original triangle, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles. And so you can see that those 8 triangles would all match, and we can figure out the area of one of them, because if all the sides match, then this 6.9 would be the same as this 6.9 this side down here. So we have one triangle here. Find the area of that triangle. Triangle is base times height divided by 2, so this would be 6.9 times 8.3 divided by 2. That would be the area of that one triangle. And there are 8 triangles, so we would do 8 times 6.9 times 8.3 divided by 2. Well, that is also, that's the long approach, but that's also the general formula. This number in the middle is called apothem. Apothem. Okay, the apothem is the distance from the center of the polygon to one of the sides at 90 degrees. So that's the apothem. It's also the height of one of the triangles that we could break our regular polygon into. And so in our situation here, we would do 8 times 6.9 times 8.3 over 2. So 8 times 6.9 times 8.3. I'll go ahead and press enter and then divide by 2. We get 229.08. Okay, 229.08. Well, the general formula is actually perimeter times apothem over 2. And perimeter is just going to be the number of sides times one side length. So you'll see 8 times 6.9 would be the perimeter, times the apothem, 8.3, divided by 2. So it's the same formula whether you do several triangles or if you do perimeter times apothem over 2. All right, I'm going to flip the page, and we're going to try another one. And we're going to look at 66 as perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So perimeter, we have to figure out how many sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides. So 5 times 12.9. That's the perimeter. 5 times 12.9. Times the apothem. The apothem is 8.9. And then divided by 2. So 5 times 12.9 times 8.9 divided by 2. 287.025. That's it. So the only real challenge we can have that I'm not really talking about is if there's a radical in it, and that's why it's in this section. So if we look at 68, we are given the apothem and one side length. So we're just going to take the number of sides times the side length, 18 square root of 3, times the apothem over 2. So we have to simplify all this without a calculator. Well, we can use a calculator to multiply, but we can't just put that square root of 3 in because it'll give us a decimal, and we want an exact answer, leaving the square root in it. So I'm just going to do 3 times 18 times 9 is 486 So this is equal to 486 square root of 3 over 2. But that's even, and that's 2. So we can simplify the fraction part. 486 divided by 2 is 243. So this is 240. Oh my goodness. This is 243 square root of 3. And that's our final answer. All right, go ahead and try one. Try problem 65 for me. Try problem 65. Pause it and then try that one. I'll have to go over in a second. All right, so here we're going to do the same thing. We've got 3 times 26 square root of 3 times 13. That is perimeter times apothem over 2. Okay, so we do 3 times 26 times 13. We get 1014. So this would be 1014 square root of 3 over 2. But the fraction part simplifies. And we get 507 square root of 3. And that's it. And I suppose the most complicated problem you could possibly have would be having a square root in both parts. So we're still going to do the same way. We're going to do the perimeter. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. 6 times 14 square root of 2 times the apothem, which is 7 square root of 6, all divided by 2. So we have a little bit of simplifying to do. We do 6 times 14 times 7. And we get 588. 6 times 14 times 7 is 588. Square root of 2 times square root of 6 is square root of 12 over 2. So we have a couple things we can simplify. First, 588 over 2 is 294. And then we have square root of 12. Well, square root of 12 can simplify. We'll do that off to the side. Square root of 12 is square root of 4 times square root of 3, because 4 times 3 is 12. And 4 is the largest perfect square to go into 12. So this is just 2 square root of 3. And then we replace our square root of 12 with 2 square root of 3, and we get 294 times 2 square root of 3. Finally simplify that, and we get 588 square root of 3 as our final answer. Okay, let me see if I have another one like that to try. Go ahead and try 76. There's only one square root, but go ahead and try it. Okay, we've got 6 times 14 to get the perimeter times the apothem of 7 square root of 3. Simplify all this. 6 times 14 times 7 is 588. Oh, sorry, over 2 is 588 over 2, which is 294. Oh, sorry, square root of 3, 294, 294 square root of 3. And that's the final answer on that one. All right, try some more of these. Let me know if you have any questions.